Hey everyone, welcome. This is Elson932 on YouTube. We are going to be doing our after the reunion for Sweden. Love is Blind Sweden. Oh, Sweden has been consistent. Let's put it that way. From season one to season two, Sweden has been consistent. So if you drop on in, please hit the like, hit the share, and hit that subscribe. Because YouTube is telling me a lot of folks are coming through consistently and they're not subscribing. I'm increasing in viewership but not subscribers. So I'd like you to please, subscribe to the channel as you can. Um, where can I start? Let me hit a banner first because I need to show that this is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know why. I really like Sweden. I really like Sweden. Hey Samantha. I really like Sweden Love is Blind. This is the second season, and I'm glad that they're going to have a third. I'm hoping they have a third because it has been consistent with Sweden from year after year after year after year. It's only been one. So, hey Ari, hey Debbie. Yeah, season two, it started kind of slow. I thought it was going to be, lackluster compared to season one, but season one had a lot of scandals. I think season two, the eye candy was a little bit better to me, just to me. So definitely the coastline and all the areas we saw of Sweden. This was great marketing. I've been looking at, oh, what is a Swedish vacation like? But Ari told me to wait till next year. So I'm trying to be nice and hold off. But Sweden came through. Sweden did do what it's supposed to do. I can't wait till next year or whenever for a third season. So let's start how they wanted us to start. They wanted us to start with uh, Natalie and Victor. So through their journey, you know what I don't like with the reunion. I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like seeing the whole journey. I watched the show, but I know what they're doing it for. For those who didn't watch the show, but it's like go watch the show because we would have had a whole more like 10 minutes more if you cut those clips out for the show. Samantha, yep, Sweden delivered for sure. Yes, they did. So with Natalie and Victor, we find out there was a change of plans. Okay, it seems like they moved closer to her family. So I would have liked to know that discussion. Okay, because Natalie was all about moving it with Victor to where he was, and the sister was like, "Girl, are you sure? Are you sure?" Then uh we find out that they moved to close to her family. Natalie, okay, they portrayed you in a certain light, but it takes a lot. Then she hyphenated her name to his name and then her name Loveless. I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm not going to say his last name. But I thought Loveless was a regular name, but apparently it's unusual in Sweden. But that's just, of course, me not knowing the Swedish last names. But she hyphenated her name. So I always like to compare. I'm in the US, and a lot of people don't like hyphenated names. I am a hyphenated name lady. So it was interesting to see that not only, and people put in the comments who are from Sweden, not only did she hyphenate and have her last name as the last name for her, but he could have taken on her name. He could have hyphenated even. And I found that quite interesting. I love these difference with the cultures too. Ari says I don't like the recaps either. Like get to the point. It's already done watched 2 weeks ago. Girl, how many weeks have we watched? Like 3 weeks of shows? Get to the point. Get to the end for us. So I did like that. I loved Natalie's outfit. It did look very whimsical is the word I'm looking for. It looked very much like her. Hey, rejection is protection. Um, Natalie's, outfit. Okay, if y'all saw my live recap, y'all know how I feel about Victor's tie. I'm sorry if that is a special tie for him, but y'all know how I feel about Victor's tie. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I thought it did not even match her dress. We are married. So, yes, Victor and Natalie are still married. They are living closer to her family. They are holding on strong. Victor tried to give us a little, I don't know if we're still together. We knew how close y'all was sitting down. So I'm happy for them. I'm hoping that I want to know. See, these are the things I want. I wish they had a place where we could send questions. Now, how did the families blend? How did the families blend? Because I could definitely see Victor's sister hanging out with Natalie's sisters and they getting into some things. Because because I'm sorry, I really love Victor's sister when she came through at the wedding. Like Victor's about to lose his he's about to lose it back there. I thought that was so endearing that I could see her sisters doing the same thing. But I think these families probably blended very well. But I definitely would have liked to have seen like a cookout with his mom and sister all blended with the family. But Natalie, Victor, kudos to Natalie if she convinced him to move by her family. Kudos to Victor for changing his plans and considering his wife and considering the support system they have. So there's not much to say about Victor and Natalie like, there was during the show. Apparently, they are both entertained. They are not bored in their marriage, okay? So kudos to Natalie and Victor. So, oh golly. So they tried to give us the okie doke with the next couple. And I didn't fall for it. If you see the live watch, they tried to tell us that Nicholas and Corinne, that there was something up. Nicholas and Corinne, y'all are still married. If you have not watched my live recap, Nicholas was sitting on the couch by himself. And Corinne was nowhere to be found. They were like acting like he's all torn up. And I was like, there's a family emergency, something. That's why she's not there. Well, apparently, Corinne was there, and Corinne came in later. Corinne came in later because she was expecting. Well, I say was because the reunion was filmed weeks ago. So I'm assuming they had their baby girl by now. So congratulations to Nicholas and Corinne, who have expanded their family really, really quickly. Because apparently Corinne told Nicholas, let's try for a family. It's going to take about a year for us to, really get pregnant. So let's start now. Well, apparently Mother Nature had something else in mind because they, like that, Corinne was expecting. And then when they took the test, Nicholas is trying to convince Corinne that she's expecting. That was the cutest thing. I am so glad they filmed it. It was the cutest thing. He's like, yeah, it's 2 lines. You're expecting? She's like, no, can't be. We just started. Corinne, you delighted me because it's you, it's your body, and you're like, no, it's me. I couldn't possibly be pregnant already. That was very, very cute. What else was great with them? I would have liked to see again the families, but maybe I'm digging too deep in their lives. But if you watch season 1 of Love is Blind Sweden, you would know we had another couple expecting. Amanda and I forgot her husband's name. I don't want to say the wrong name. She was expecting, but she could be on the couch because her stomach was hidden. Corinne is expecting any day now, so you couldn't hide that on the couch, okay? Corinne has her bag and everything in the car ready to go, and they actually said, we'll let y'all leave. We'll let y'all leave. I'm like, why didn't you send them in a taxi? Daggone it. You gonna let them leave? Rejection is protection says, I knew that Corinne was pregnant before, but even I was almost fooled by Nicholas. I was genuinely moved by their reveal. Yes, it was. It was wonderful. And you know what was interesting about that reveal too? None of the cast knew. None of the cast knew Corinne was expecting, because when she started showing, Debbie was moved as well. When she started showing, Nicholas decided to say, hey, yeah, Corinne is busy. She got other stuff to do. He would go out with the other cast members, and they kept it hidden. I know the production knew. The hostess didn't know either. She just knew she was there and hiding out because she was shocked too. So Nicholas and Corinne had this all planned, saying, hey, we're not going to show it to anyone till we get there. that is the kind of fortitude I don't have. From castmates hiding a pregnancy for months, oh, till my due date is any day now, I couldn't do it. Let me know in the comments, ladies, gents, if you could do what Nicholas and Corinne did. I just couldn't hide it. I could hide it for a while, but all eyes on me. But as we heard from Swedish people, I guess that nobody in their neighborhood following them around like paparazzi. Okay, people minding their business and didn't even reveal that Corinne is expecting. So we were all shocked, but we were all happy for them. I have not gone down the rabbit hole to find out if there are pictures online, social media of their baby girl, but I wish them all the best. Rejection is protection says I could quite easily, maybe too easily. Okay, I can hide it to a point, but I need to get out. I need to socialize. To a point, I can. Debbie says, I would have to tell somebody. I'm telling my family, but somebody on the cast, the girls are going to get tired of me saying no. The girls are going to get tired of me saying I can't come out right now, okay? Samantha says, I'm introverted and private, so I could easily keep quiet. Okay, but it's the other cast members. You tell your family, which that's the other thing. If we're going to show all the people congratulating them, Netflix, Love is Blind, please let us know who they are. Let us know a friend of the family, brother, sister, cousin. I was lost as to who these people were in relation to Nicholas and Corinne. They all gave them great well wishes, but I didn't know who they were. But yeah, my castmates, you see, I would want to hang out with them and talk about their marriages, how it's going. See, that's, maybe Nicholas and Corinne doesn't live close to them, but they live close to Oscar. So, Oscar didn't even know. So that's interesting. I'm glad some of y'all in the comments can. I know I couldn't last all 8 months. I couldn't. So maybe that's something, I need to work on, but no, I don't, because I'm not trying to expect anything more. These live chats are as social as I get, and I love it. Well, thank you for being social with us, Samantha. We appreciate it. So we wish them all the best. I'm sure they had a wonderful baby girl, and we will see them, I guess, in the what happened over the years past in the post reunion special right before the next season. So this is keeping pace with the first season of Love is Blind Sweden. As someone, this is 2 for 2. The hosts don't ask about babies, and this is a slight tinge to the US hosts. These hosts in Sweden don't ask about babies, and they get them. 2 years in a row, a bride is expecting. Hint, 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 hint. Rejection is protection. Same here. I get you, Sam. Being an innie as well. Okay. Well, I love the introverts coming out for us. I really do appreciate it. So next up, another couple. I'm going to take a little while on them. Jakob and Carolina. Okay? Jakob and Carolina. So I'm not going to hold you like they did. Jakob talk. Carolina had to clear up, yes, we are married. We are still married and still together. So I'm so happy for this, because y'all, Jakob and Carolina was taking it in social media. People were coming for her for not showing him a whole lot of affection, and people were coming, at him for not demanding more of her. But they are still together. They have certain things that they are working on. They have certain things they are working on with their relationship. They are far apart in their cities. And I appreciate everyone who watched my live reaction and made the comment who are from Sweden. I love this information. Hey, Trey, Nicholas and Corinne obviously know how to keep people out of their marriages unless they want you to be in it. Take notes. Okay, Trey. Hey, let's talk about it. Hey, glad to have you here. So we've found out that they are living in their separate cities. She's in Stockholm. I forgot which city he's from, and I don't want to butcher the name either. But they are living in these 2 separate cities. It takes about, I heard, 4 hours to drive. and 6 hours by public transportation. That is a long distance to have a marriage. And they have been working on it. I really feel for them. I know I couldn't do it, but they truly love each other and they're trying to make it work. He comes to her as much as possible. And we find out Jakob is from his heritage, ethnicity, is from Sri Lanka. Okay. Okay. I love the diversity on Sweden. Jakob is from Sri Lanka. Now, I wish we knew a lot more, and I wish we incorporated something from Sri Lanka for the wedding. But I guess, as he said, wearing gold was it. That's what he wanted from her for the wedding. But I loved how their wedding photos were all over the apartment. There were large photos, beautiful photos of them on their wedding day. But I'm glad that Jakob was able to tell us that she was pouring into him, because if that was all that we saw, I would believe Carolina did not like Jakob like that in order to stay in a relationship, in order to, stick it out for a long distance marriage. But we see that Carolina was edited that way to seem like she was really iffy about Jakob. And Carolina did come out on social media to say that weeks before she had told Jakob she loved him. So they edited that out too to make it seem like she was hee-haw, doesn't know what exactly to say to him, but she had said it before. So she had been showing him affection. She had been doing all of the things, and they edited it out. Now, here's the thing with the hostess. I would have liked to have known what Carolina thought of the whole Emily situation, the whole Emily talk. When Jakob was like, I didn't say that. I didn't tell Carolina that we were it for each other. You see, that is the kind of question I want to know. Now that you've looked back at the season, Carolina, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Jakob and Emily's, second to last date? Because Emily never showed up for the last date, which is truly, truly, truly a one-off, because no one has ever just not shown up on a Love is Blind date. They've fallen asleep on it and still got the happily ever after, but to not show up, that's a whole other story. But I wanted to know, what did Carolina think of Jakob's denial? Because it's edited to say that Jakob is denying ever, Carolina ever being his number one, but Jakob is kind of denying he's the one that said it. He's like, no, you heard that from Carolina in the ladies' lounge. You didn't hear it from me. But it doesn't change the sentiment, Jakob. But yeah, I wanted to know if Carolina, because she gets panicky, she gets anxious. I wanted to know what she thought of the time and conversation with Emily. And Jakob knew the best thing for him when he met with Emily on that engagement party was to sit across from her. Because unlike the next couple we're going to talk about, we were a little too hands-on with the person we were dating in the pods. But Jakob and Carolina are still married. They are trying to be in the same city. And, I appreciate this. They're planning to go to Sri Lanka to meet his family. There's so much more I want to learn about this couple and how his culture is blending in with their marriage and blending and showing up in Sweden. Very, very intrigued. But it was good to see Jakob kind of like dressed down. He's still the best dressed male for the show. I'm sorry to the rest of you. He was wearing his yellow tuxedo. We saw the stripe down the side. He was dressed to the nines for there. And Jakob, though he was wordy at the reunion, there were times where he was asking the questions we want to know. There were times he was asking people some stuff that I was like, yes, Jakob, finally somebody's asking. Debbie says, I hope Jakob and Carolina make it. And yes, Jakob is the best dressed of all Love is Blind seasons. Okay, we I guess we have a challenge. Debbie's at a challenge. I can't think of anyone better dressed than Jakob. I really can't. So all seasons, all places that Love is Blind has ever been, yeah, Jakob's suit game is on point. Jakob's suit game is on point. This right here, this blue suit, is the most casual. I have to say, is the most casual. But Jakob came in every scene he's in, he's impeccably dressed, except for, he reminds me of my Caribbean when you go out and you come back home, you take off your suit, you take off your best dress items, and you are in house clothes. That's just clothes. You're lounging in the house, be it tights and a sweater or whatever. But you do not wear that suit around. You go straight in and you take it off, hang it up, or put it for the dry cleaners, and you are in your relaxed lounge wear. Rejection is protection says, I'm not sure how sustainable their relationship is. I still think that Carolina is still conflicted. Uh, she could be, but I don't see that in her anymore. I think she's kind of wary of the distance. I think that's more what I see with her. Like, she wants her husband closer, but he's not there where she wants and needs him to be. But she says he's still supportive. He reaches out to her. He is there every way but physically. I'm just glad she gave him a chance, because y'all, we knew what Jakob looked like. We knew what Carolina looked like. I was scared for both of them, because Carolina, whether you believe me or not, Carolina is a plus size lady, beautiful, shapely. But we know on Love is Blind, at least on the US point, a lady, as shapely as Carolina doesn't have usually great success on the show. So I was like, is Jakob going to like how Carolina looks? Then on the other hand, Jakob, not being a traditional Swedish look, I was like, is Carolina going to like him? He's shorter than all the men. Is she going to make height an issue? But Carolina also told us that she don't like none of the men on the cast. None of the men on the cast. So Carolina, I'm glad that you're showing Jakob that you do care. Hey, Letitia. Hello, all. And hello, Felicia. Thank you guys for coming by. So Jakob and Carolina are married. The distance is an issue. They're working on it, but they're working on their relationship. And I do hold out hope that they do work it out. We all hope that they work it out, because this is my favorite couple. And we're gonna see right now. Debbie says Jakob is the best dressed male of all Love is Blind seasons. Okay. I'm gonna have to create like medals or trophies. Okay. Now, Trey, why you gotta be diabolical? Trey says, I hope Carolina doesn't have an in-town boyfriend. No, she don't. She don't. Come on now. Carolina is adhering to her vows. Trey, Jakob has a key and he can come by at any time. Behave yourself. Behave yourself, Trey. So they do seem like a not well-adjusted, but a good couple. Okay, see, Trey, you done setting up a whole bunch of stuff in the chat. You setting it all. Why can't the well-dressed brother have a faithful wife? I mean, come on, we haven't seen anything with Carolina. She don't like none of the men on the show. So to say that she got somebody on the side, I don't believe it. I don't quite believe it. But you're entitled to your opinion, Trey. Okay, you're entitled to your opinion. So Jakob and Carolina, let's get off of them before Trey starts to say anything more reckless about their marriage. So we have 3 for 3. So Nicholas and Corinne, Jakob and Carolina, and Natalie and Victor, all 3 weddings, all of them said yes, and they're all still married to this day, with Nicholas and Corinne expecting their first child. So let's get into the ones who didn't make it. And I'm going to stay with the subtle one, but it ain't so subtle. Our favorite, Molly and Ola. Where do we begin with them? Where do we begin with them? Millie, I liked Millie's outfit. Millie was the best dressed lady for me. I loved Millie is playing on the hair color with the dress color and the sequence. Millie was absolutely gorgeous in this. Millie also told us that she's still having her candy. She's still having her red wine with Coca-Cola. She's still vaping, and she's loving life. And she's out here dating. She's still single. Y'all, I have tried the red wine and Coca-Cola. I didn't care what red wine it was, so maybe that was the problem. Maybe the red wine was the problem, but I didn't like it at all. I did a half and half mixture, and I didn't like it. So maybe it's the recipe too. So if you do red wine and Coca-Cola and you like it, maybe I need to know, put it in the comments for me below. What's the red wine you use and what is the measurement? Because I didn't like it at all. So I do like a white wine spritzer, which is very different. I tried to make it like that, but I don't like Coca-Cola. I don't drink Coca-Cola. So that could be also the issue. But let me know for those of you who do like it. But I did try it. It is not something I would recommend to do consistently. But if you give me a recipe that you enjoy, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it by the next season next year. So Millie is living her life. Okay. Let's be nice. Ola, they show us a montage of Ola having bromances all over the men's lounge. Ola also confirmed for me that Ola was here for self-discovery. Ola wasn't here for a wife, for a partner. He was here for his self journey. Okay. So Ari says, I don't drink red wine. I drink Moscato. Okay. Rejection is protection. Red wine and Coca-Cola. Thank you for going where angels fear to tread. Well, I profess to be no angel, and there are a few places I fear to tread. I think Ola is the strangest man in all of Loveisblind history. Y'all, Debbie's throwing out the whole Loveisblind history, so I'm thinking Debbie has been watching Loveisblind all over the world like I have. I will give that he is odd. I will give that he is different. He says he is trying to break free of the social parameters, the social norms. But Ola, short hair is not a social norm, and you couldn't get past that. You said your body couldn't physically respond to Millie because her short hair seemed very not feminine. That's what he told her. And everybody was shocked at the reunion that he said it wasn't feminine. And people spoke up, about it. Like, you told her she wasn't feminine with the short hair? People spoke up for her. This Ola on the reunion is a little bit different. Because I was expecting well, I was honest. Because during the show, Ola was like, I'm not lying to you. I'm being honest to you, so what's the problem? That was the attitude we got. It's like, this is my truth that I'm bestowing upon you. So however you take it, that's your issue. That's how Ola came off on the show. I'm being honest. But he didn't go there for the reunion. Ola was very, very calm at the reunion. He's like, yeah, I did say that. He didn't get defensive. He didn't go at it. And I was like, Ola, you're hiding. You're hiding. You are hiding, and you don't want a bad edit. Trey Max says Ola is definitely different. So, okay, are you agreeing with Debbie that he's the strangest man of Loveisblind history, or are we just going with he is different man for Loveisblind history? Well stated, Elson. Ola absolutely participated in this for his own learning. Quite selfish. Millie didn't deserve his unkindness at all. Now, I do have something for Millie anyway. Ola is now known as Walmart Skarsgård. Okay. I kind of understand where you go with that. Rejection is protection. Okay. I think Ola has a hero complex, and he wants everybody to kind of like, I don't want to say worship, because worship is the wrong word. I think he wants people to see his essence, see his, how elevated he is in his mind and body and everything. Ola is, how can I say it in a way that would translate well? Ola, he liked the adoration of the men in the lounge. He loved to teach. He loved to give wisdom. I'm going to put in quotation marks. He likes to share his beliefs. I just didn't like, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, when I was watching those lounge scenes, I just didn't like how the men were falling all over Ola like he's daddy of the year. I didn't like that. I did not like the fact that Ola was being treated like he was top dog. Because my thing is, Ola's in the same position as the rest of y'all. He's here in the lounge looking for a woman because he couldn't find one or keep one outside. That was my issue with all the men. Why are y'all kind of paying homage? Except for Nicholas. It seemed like Nicholas and Jakob are the only two that kind of like, yeah, I hear you, but it sounds kind of strange. It sounds kind of strange is what, you know, but, some people were drinking the hot cocoa that he was sharing, and some people were not. Trey says, yeah, Ola is top 5 strangers for sure. Okay. Now it seems like y'all. I may have to create a roster for all these well dressed and so forth, so we can have like a banner of the men and how they're dressed, or top strangers for sure. Ola wasn't there for his own learning, but to recruit others into his cult. Look at how all the men loved his mentoring. That's what I was saying. I wasn't going to say cult. Rejection is protection. I wasn't going to say that. But it was too much for me. The men just felt like they were open to the love for the woman, and they were open to the teachings of Ola. And I hate if there's a site now that says teachings of Ola, or the book of Ola, I should say. Yeah, I did not like that. It seems like the men didn't realize Ola is in the same place. And when he said he's 42, and he said for 22 years he's lived with a significant other, I'm like, dude, since your 20s, this is probably the first time you're living alone in a house you just bought? Yeah, Ola, very strange. And I wonder, he said he's dating now. He has someone now. Is it his friend, Bea? I don't know. But we did learn on social media, Bea came out that she came away from a cult situation, his friend Bea on the show. And that would explain why she may have had to go through 12 steps. Sometimes people who come out of such a traumatic experience, they, use different things to cope. And I wonder, since his friend Bea went through the 12 steps, she said 5 times, we're not judging her, we're just happy she has come through it. I wonder if that what he was putting on Millie. If he was thinking that Millie was kind of like Bea in that when he kept saying addictions. He kept saying addictions with Millie when she would eat her candy. She only vape when she has wine with her Coca-Cola and red wine. He kept saying addiction. And for those who came into my comments who said it was translated correctly, I thought I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. It was correct. He was saying addictions. Then Ola, as Nicholas said, a whole bunch of normal people do this. This is not a sign that the person is not normal, or not a sign that the person, is insecure or has stuff to work on. She just liked different things. And it's not even a vice. I only saw Millie with a vape one time. And that's when they were at the honeymoon mixer with all the other couples. So if this was an addiction, as you say, she would have been, doing it all the time. I just didn't like that. I really didn't like that. But this reunion, Ola understood the assignment of let's be quiet, because if I say too much, they're going to hound me in social media. But then again, I don't even know if he has social media. If he's looking for all of this, connection with the world, we only saw one time he was looking for a charger for his phone. So Ola, I see you. I don't believe that you have grown with this. I just think you are just quiet at the reunion, so not to create too much ruffles, because Millie came to slay. Millie came ready. Millie came ready to empty the entire clip on him. But she was nice as well. She said she learned a lot from him. She learned a lot from Ola, that she's putting, just calming down. She doesn't have to, run fast to everything. Trey says Ola was the emotional barometer in the men's lounge. He took the role of receiving the men's thoughts and emotions with the premise of being a safe space. That's why they would talk to him. Safe space. See, here's the thing. I don't believe that whole safe space. Yes, he was perceived as such. But when Oscar was dating Millie, Oscar was very open, telling Ola, I'm dating Millie. I have a date with Millie. Ola never told Oscar that Millie was his number one. So some people could see, as he said, he was not trying to interfere. He didn't want to, affect Oscar's relationship with Millie, blah, blah, blah. I saw it as you shady, you hiding. Oh, you giving him advice, but he don't even know you have a dog in this fight. He didn't even know you were dating Millie, yet you're giving him advice on dating Millie. I thought that was reckless. So Ari says, as I said before, Ola was projecting a lot. Yes, he was. He was projecting a lot. He played Oscar and wasn't a safe space, although Oscar sees it differently. Yet, I don't know why Oscar still sees Ola as a safe space. Why? And why are we taking the deep advice from someone who's in the same spot that we are, looking for a wife, looking for love, and had found no success in the real world? I want to take a relationship advice, maybe, the centering yourself advice, calming yourself down. But again, that still didn't work with him in romance. I just didn't understand why the men were all gung-ho about Ola and, all of that. But it's good to see that not all of them drank the hot cocoa he was serving. So I think I've exhausted Millie. Okay, no, there's one thing about Millie. Millie, what was that about, you and Oscar's date? It seemed like you wanted to date Oscar again. It seemed like Millie wanted to date Oscar again, and I didn't like it. It seemed like she was like, yeah, I'm single, I'm dating out here. Like that was meant for Oscar to know that she was available. Let me know your thoughts, because I really didn't like that. I really didn't like Millie. If they said no or they ain't good enough on the show, don't have them, in your real life in public. And especially when Oscar had made fun of your accent. That's when you should have known from the very beginning. But Millie said she and Oscar went out, but I guess it didn't work out, which I'm happy for. I'm happy it didn't work out. Love is Blind presenter didn't go hard enough on Ola. They let him get away with a hell of a lot, in my opinion. Yes, Jessica is she is the safe space. Let's put it that way. Jessica is the safe space, and quite frankly, Jakob was the one asking the hard questions. Trey Max said, that's my point. El said he was their safe space because he would listen and let them rant about whatever, but kept his thoughts to himself. See, that's where I would have been side-eyeing him. And I wonder if that's why Nicholas and Jakob were side-eyeing him. Is like, you know everybody's business, but we don't even know your business. See, I don't like them kinds of people. I'm going to need you to tell me your business as well before I'm sharing all this and laying on the floor and talking to you about my entire love life when your love life is in a shambles too. He's grown. He's 42. He made it all the way here with this bad love life. And he's in the lounge with the rest of y'all. I wouldn't be listening to him because he clearly don't know what he's doing in the real world. But that's just my opinion. So let's get to the last one. Let's get to Alicia and Oscar. Y'all, please make sure you hit the like. Okay? And make sure if you haven't subscribed that you have subscribed to the channel. We have a lot of you coming through, but not subscribing. And I do appreciate you being here. But the only way the channel can grow is if you subscribe. I appreciate it. So, Alicia and Oscar. Alicia, Oscar, and I should have inserted Tim here. Okay? I should have inserted Tim here. So, Alicia is still open to dating Oscar. It seemed. She was still hurt. Then when Tim came out, it was hard to see him. It's really hard. There's still feelings there. And Tim shut it down with he's dating someone else. Alicia concerns me. And the fact that here are two men on the same stage from the same show who've rejected you. Yet both of them, it seems like you're open to them. While Tim was like, yeah, I kissed her. And yeah, he kind of like Tim looked like the sparks wasn't there. Because she was all like, it's still butterflies. And he looked like, no, there ain't. It seemed to me, and I hate to say it seemed, it is my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes only. It seemed to me that Tim wanted to test the waters. And the kids told him, yeah, we ain't going there. He went on a date. He went to see if it will go somewhere. It don't feel right to him, and he's done. And I don't know if he shut it down with Alicia to say, you know what, this ain't gonna work for me. It may seem like he left it open, or he could have said it and she still liked him. Because Oscar broke up with her. She said she had a whole lot of nasty things to say, but she wouldn't say it. But she still was open to Oscar. Alicia is a concern for me. Trimax said Alicia played herself, plain and simple. She's still playing herself. Alicia to me needs some guidance of some kind. Alicia, when she holds on, it seems like she can't let go. It seems like she falls so deep in her feelings. It's like the old children's story of, the rat, in the milk and kept flapping the legs and turns it into butter. She's still flapping her legs and trying to turn it into butter, and it's still staying milk. Alicia concerns me. Alicia, these two men broken up with you and you still harboring feelings for them. Let it go. Let it go. Let them go. Let the feelings for them go. Cut it off. Cut those heartstrings off, Alicia. I am concerned. I have, how can I say it? I probably only know one type of Alicia in my life. But if people have broken up with you on camera, we're seeing it at a reunion, we're seeing it through the show, and people can replay it from here till kingdom come. And you have been broken up with these two men, and you're still saying you're harboring feelings for them. Yes, rejection is protection. Alicia is too open too quickly with these dudes. She doesn't know when to stop. Why pow pow your shot in the reunion? Sorry, for YouTube purposes, I couldn't say that word. Why tell them that you are still an option when they broke up with you? And not only that, Oscar is tanking you the entire time. Oscar is talking so badly about Alicia on the show. I'm like, dude, you broke up with her. Why does it feel like you need to assassinate her character? It felt like Oscar knew he got a bad edit and he came to slay Alicia. It was subtle, y'all. It was very subtle. It was the little things he said. It's like, yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like the whole thing. Yeah. And what about, you sitting there with Tim? What about, yeah, they were too close together. At that time, you didn't know, Oscar. You didn't know. Oh, and you didn't tell me you kissed Tim. Y'all were broken up, Oscar. Why would she need to tell you she went on a date with Tim when you broke up with her? Why would she need to tell you that she kissed? Why are you even still talking to her? Why are you calling and concerned with her love life, Oscar, if you broke up with her? You were trying to diminish Alicia in our eyes, and I couldn't stand it. Just like I couldn't stand your haircut. I'm sorry. Just like I felt about Victor's tie, I felt about Oscar's center part. Don't do that again, Oscar. See the haircut you have here with the side comb over? That's better. That middle part? No, not cute. Not cute at all. But Oscar, why did you feel the need to tear down Alicia? It was subtle, y'all. If you missed it in reunion, please go back and look at what Oscar had to say. He never raised his voice. He never, changed his tone, but there was a hint of contempt there. There was a hint of, why does everybody still like you when you were the problem? Why are you seen as the victim when you basically were cheating on me by holding Tim's hand and sitting all close to him and accepting his kiss on the forehead? Oscar came there to prove a point, and I didn't like it. Oscar, it's okay. Y'all broke up. No more. I didn't like how she was sitting up under Tim. But when you bring up stuff that she did after the show, dating Tim, that's not your business. She is no longer your business once you broke up with her. And Alicia, stop taking their phone calls. Stop taking their phone calls. Oscar is not for you. Literally and figuratively. He is not for you. He does not have your best interest at heart. If y'all been talking all this time and now he come on the reunion trying to trash you. Please pay attention, Alicia. Please pay attention, both of them. It feels like they dated you, got what they needed from you or what you were willing to give? Because I know, Alicia, you were willing to give everything, and they would have taken everything. But it seems like they didn't on their terms, not on your terms. Alicia, you need some boundaries and you need a wall up or two. That's all I can say with Alicia. You need a wall up or two. And I hope you're not still talking to Oscar, because that behavior at the reunion was deplorable. It was deplorable. Oscar also said that he was finding it hard to get over Alicia when it was him who broke up with her. You see, that to me was, I didn't believe him when he said he was finding it hard to get over Alicia. No, you got over her. Because if you weren't over her and you had some feelings for her, you wouldn't be trying to trash her at the reunion, as subtle as it was. You would not be doing that to someone you say you still have feelings for. I don't believe that. Even though he said it, I didn't believe it. Because if I'm done with you, it's like, yeah, it hurts me that, you did share a kiss with Tim. I understand why you didn't tell me. Because, of course, we're not in a relationship. But he was like, why didn't you tell me? You told me it was nothing special. Yeah, you harboring feelings, and you're probably upset you still have feelings for Alicia. You're probably upset with it. But you know what? Oscar could kick rocks. And there are lots of them, apparently. There's a rock, Oscar, there's a rock at the backyard of Ola's place you could go kick. Because that's as much feeling as I have for Oscar. But I don't like it when they come back. You're the one who broke up with her, and you want to try and paint her in a terrible light. That was not cute to me. Not cute at all. But y'all, that is the entire show. So Millie and Ola, if you look on my screen, Millie and Ola, they are dating other people. Of course, they are not together. They broke up before the engagement party. Natalie and Victor, married still wonderfully. Their families, I guess, are blending, but they did move closer to her family. Alicia and Oscar, I just talked about them. Alicia, get some walls up, dear. Get some barriers. Block them on the phone, because that at a reunion, I wouldn't be taking that from anybody. Jakob and Carolina are still together, married, but living in two separate cities, but they're willing to work on it, which is amazing. And Nicholas and Corinne, which she was expecting at the reunion any day now. So, of course, I'm sure that their baby girl is here, and we do congratulate them. So, y'all, I don't know what y'all thought about this year, but Sweden has been delivering consistently. Sweden has been delivering consistently, and I am here for a third season. Apparently, just to let y'all know, little news. Germany, Love is Blind Germany has been approved for a second season. If you are subscribed and you get my posts, you would see that I posted that. If you let your Netflix go to sleep and you see the thing sliding across, that's where that picture is from. So you'll see a second season of Love is Blind Germany has been approved. Also, Love is Blind Italy just started casting last October 2024. And also, I think Love is Blind France is coming first. And if you look at my posts, you will see the host and hostess for Love is Blind France. I cannot wait for Love is Blind France. I think that's the first one coming, because it seems that they have casted, they have filmed, and they're in the editing phase, which I am here for it. So I'm hoping summer, or at least the end of summer, we have Love is Blind France. So let me get to the rest of your comments here. Trey says, Oscar used facts to slay. I can't be mad at that, but he is definitely hurt by Alicia. And he wanted her to hurt as well. But he probably still mad because they were still talking and Tim was around. Of course Tim around. But she is not your concern. We done. You broke up with me. Stop asking about my Rolodex. I know I'm telling my age with Rolodex. Nicholas and Corinne haven't had their baby yet. I follow them. Oh, my word. Ari, really? Ari. Oh, I know, Corinne. I know how you're feeling. If you pass your due date and the baby ain't here yet, I know what that feels like times two. Just want to go to the doctor and say, I need my body back. Debbie says, yay, Elsa and family. I enjoyed watching this season with y'all. I'm excited about the others coming up. Oui. Yes, Francais. I enjoyed the season for sure. Thanks so much for today's show. Thank for the updates on upcoming Love is Blind shows. I'll be here for all of your lives to discuss. Yes. So later on, I'm doing Love is Blind. Not Love is Blind. See, I'm in the Love is Blind world mentally. In a few hours, I'm going live about Married at First Sight Australia at 3:05 Eastern Standard Time. I love Married at First Sight Australia more than any of the Married at First Sight, but I'll have to see what I'll be up to. But I may go live next week and keep this kind of time slot for us to discuss things. And maybe we'll go over some past Love is Blind seasons because I had someone talk to me about Habibi, and that is certainly one of my favorite seasons. So maybe we'll go on Sundays, pick a Love is Blind for us to talk about, and we'll talk about that whole season and encapsulate it. Ari said, yes, I'm serious. She may have hadn't posted it yet, but everything points to her not having. I think they wouldn't post it. I wouldn't post the baby. If I was Nicholas and Corinne, I'd just post that the baby's here like a month after the baby's been here. I really enjoyed the season. So roll on, Love is Blind France and Italy. Thanks for the show. I really enjoyed them. Yes, I totally do enjoy them. So yes. So I will put I'll put a poll up. I will put a poll up and see next week which Love is Blind do you want us to talk about? And we'll give all of us a chance to catch up or refresh our minds about it. And we will just do one every week according to the popularity. But I will say my favorite is Love is Blind Habibi. So Debbie says, yes, keep the lives alive. And with that, I want to thank all of you for being here, for supporting the channel, for supporting me in all of this endeavor. I'm still learning quite a lot as far as going live and streaming and using all these graphics. So thank you for being with me. And I will see you on the next one. And look out for that poll. And I hope to see you at 3 o'clock to talk about Married at First Sight Australia. Have a great day, everybody.